because England is a very bike-friendly country.
I thought you were gonna say something else. England could have gone so many different directions right there.
Super bike-friendly country. It's a lot of people travel by bike here. It's a big thing, and I love, traveling via bike. See places at a slower pace and get a workout too.
Well, we went on 2 times.
What?
Yeah.
We started our journey in Carlisle from the Cartruff Guest House. Our first day, we planned to cover 35 miles with 2,500 feet of elevation gain. Hey, Shush, what do you think of the bike ride so far? Shush, what do you think of the bike ride? Shush! What do you think of the bike ride so far? What do you think of the bike ride so far?
Horrible. Terrible.
What do you think of the bike ride so far?
Beautiful.
Terrible.
Terrible. Okay, so far 5.5 miles. Pretty easy, pretty boring. It hasn't started raining yet. Not a lot of traffic on any of the roads that we've been on. Nothing to complain about. So right when I said that, I got so excited about a beautiful house and a horse that I shouted, and I made Sage fall off her bike. I just get so fired up about stuff. Poor Sage.
I see that.
Part of me wonders if the video I'm making of this bike ride should really be more about parenting while biking 100 miles with kids, because shit is really hard. Sage is being such a just challenging. She's being so negative. I'm doing everything I can to not let it rub off on me every time we're together. And she's like, this ride should be called Hadrian's horrible wall ride. Or I hate this. It's just like, it brings me down. It's hard to just stay separate and be like, I'm having a great time. Beautiful, getting a workout. We're good. I even just tried to play some music that I know she likes. And so I rode up next to her and started playing it. And she just sped up and tried to get away from me.
What are you gonna have?
More.
Let him have any chocolate, and then when he sees it, you make him eat to have it. I said no.
We are almost halfway through with our first day, 12 miles. A little hilly. Both kids have fallen off their bikes, but we're still good. Sage got, a little cut. Did it? We just had chocolate and pizza. Daddy just brought out the chocolate chip cookies. We are 18 miles in, over halfway. We're going 35 miles today, and we just finished our first big climb. And I'm so proud of us. It's definitely already been a few cheers today. And there's also been like Sage saying that she's gonna smash this hill. And she did. I'm really proud of us for getting out and doing something and having a goal that seemed really hard and doing it. Can you see what I see in there? It looks like coffee. An essential part of any adventure we take with our kids is to incorporate playgrounds. Giving them this time usually buys us better attitudes and participation. When you take your kids on long, physically demanding trips, stopping to give them time to play is something we always plan into the schedule. Miles 15 through 35 had a lot of climbing. And I was biking with a 37-pound, 17-kilogram pack, which was getting really heavy. Inevitably, there is always a low point for me. This was it. The part of the day and trip where I wondered why I had thought this was a good idea. I was mentally and physically done, but we still had about 5 more miles to go. Luckily, we found a playground about 2 miles from the end. The kids played, and I laid on the grass and took a break. How's it going? Oh my gosh, you were just in the best mood. How's it going, Cedar? Great.
That's back running forward.
Shiloh, how's it going?
And this, my way,
We made it to our stop for the night. This pub and inn was great, and it even says that they have been brewing beer here since 1464. The food was delicious, the beer was good, and the room had a bathtub which felt perfect after such a long day. And another great thing about this inn is that they have a family room with a big bed and bunk beds. A actual physical bike ride. Like, it was a lot. We had like a giant backpacker's backpack. I just don't think I anticipated how much harder that was going to make the ride.
Our first day was like, I think 8 hours of riding. It was a big day, given that we had 35 miles and 2,500 feet of climbing to do, which turned out to be a lot. Pushed you to your limit.
Yeah, that was a hard day. What was the hardest part for you? Dealing with me.
Yep.
Day 2. We had 32 miles ahead of us with 1,588 feet of elevation gain. We were on our way to Hausted's Roman fort when we ran into some cows. We aren't really familiar with how to act around cows, so all of the glaring had us a little bit nervous.
That one's glaring.
That one's totally glaring. Moo. Moo, we come in peace.
That one's glaring also.
Oh my God. They're just babies. They're just babies. They never seen a biker before. Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. Run away, cow! Okay. Set high on a dramatic hillside is World Heritage Site Hausted's Roman Fort. Takes you back to the Roman Empire and has some incredible views. It's wild to think that 2,000 years ago there was a thriving Roman community here. And this was our second chance to see Hadrian's Wall up close. Here comes the sun.
It was a Beatles song.
Oh yeah.
Like,
It's worth writing a song about in England.
Yeah.
For sure, it doesn't really make sense in Southern California, but here, boy oh boy, we'll write a song. The sun came out.
there goes the sun.
There goes the sun. Doo-doo-doo. Can I see your milky face? Look at your milky face. Oh my goodness, you're so cute. The stretch after the Roman fort to Hexham was my favorite. It was so beautiful. There were almost no cars on the road, and a lot of it was downhill. We found another playground for the kids, and I have no idea where they get this much energy. At this point, they had already biked 15 miles, and they still had 15 more to go. Corbridge is a really beautiful town, and I wish I had taken more video, but I was tired, hungry, and in a pretty foul mood. And then my bike chain lost a link, so I was pretty grumpy. The section from Corbridge to Wylam had some really busy parts, so that wasn't helping. But with the help of a friendly local cyclist, we made it to the Ship Inn. The Ship Inn was my favorite stop. The pub and inn were so charming. And I wasn't the only one in a bad mood this day. Biking over 100 miles as a family means everyone is going to have their fair share of mood swings. And Shiloh, who's a pretty laid-back kid, really hit the wall at this point. It's hard being two, riding in a bike seat all day, and needing to nap sitting up. Needless to say, he was pretty tired. Just cars on the road. What were you most nervous about?
Just the weather working out, not having to bike in the rain with the kids.
Day 3, 28 miles. In the first half of the day, we biked from Wylam to Newcastle. This was probably the least scenic of all our days. Some of the areas coming into Newcastle were industrial and not very appealing. However, once we got closer to the city, biking along the river and across the Millennium Bridge was great. Newcastle was busy, colorful, and very friendly. We took the children to the Discovery Museum, which was wonderful and a really nice place to spend a rainy day. I didn't take much video here, so I don't have much to show you, but I highly recommend a visit to this place. Newcastle wasn't our last stop though, so we still had to finish the ride to Whitley Bay. This part felt really difficult. I was ready to be finished, but once we saw the ocean, it did help revive my spirits. We started our morning exploring Whitley Bay and found a great little lighthouse, accessible by foot via causeway, but only during low tide. And it was on this bike ride that we reached our 100-mile mark. We decided this was a good reason to stop and play. Someone tipped us off to a pleasure park, which is kind of like what Americans would call a county fair. So we took the ferry across the river to check it out. As we wrapped up our adventure, what I felt most was pride. We set out on an ambitious journey, and we made it. We had more joy than tears, and even though everyone except Peter fell off their bikes, no one got hurt. And now that it's over, it's especially satisfying to know that as a family, we biked across England.
For more information about our ride, check out our blog. And we would love your support, so please subscribe. Happy adventuring!